Or me, hello, and Theresa Butts. So please welcome Theresa Butts. Hey Theresa, I'm excited that you're the new Sergeant at Arms at your club.
I'm quite excited myself.
Yeah. Now, has anybody talked to you about your role?
No, absolutely not.
No,
They gave me
really?
this manual and I just have not had time to look at it.
So nobody mentored you before you took on the role? Nobody talked to you about what it involved, eh?
Not really. I'm fairly new to the club and, it's just kind of, I think,
Well, absolutely. If I had known you weren't sufficiently coached, I certainly would have. I believe it's important when you hand a role over to someone that you talk to them about the role. And actually, before you even sign them up in the role, I think it's important that they know what they're signing up for. Does anybody agree with that? Yeah. It's not television, you can interact. Oh, absolutely, because I tell you, when I was a new Toastmaster, someone signed me up for a role. I had no idea what it was about. It was a huge role, and I didn't do a very good job because I had no idea what I was supposed to do. So I want you to be very good at your job this year.
thank you very much.
All right, so Sergeant at Arms, you know what they consider you in Toastmasters? You're the logistics and property manager.
Oh, that is very impressive.
It's a big title, isn't it?
Yes.
So basically, you know what that means?
Not as bad.
No, well, that's why we're going to break it down. Basically, the Sergeant at Arms job is to make sure that the room is booked if need be. A lot of clubs have a room set up, so I think in your club it's always set up, no problem.
Yes, but sometimes at last minute have to change because the meeting room may be used.
Right, so that would be part of your job.
So I have to arrange a new room.
Yeah, so your
Okay.
president should say, hey, you know what, next week we can't use room 10. We need a new room, and you can take care of it.
Very good.
Excellent.
I think I can handle that.
And also making sure the room's set up.
Oh,
Did you know that? So that means your banner is set up?
Yes.
You guys have a banner?
yes, we do.
Do you have the new banner, the new branded
Well,
banner?
I'm going to order a new one.
Those are nice, you're gonna like
Very
that.
nice.
And like the lectern, do you set that up too?
Yes, we have a portable one, and we're going to get a desktop one.
Excellent, so you're gonna have that
Depending
set
on
up.
the rooms.
Now, do you guys hand out the ballots so people can vote for different things? Because that's important, that's something you need to make sure is set out as well.
We have a greeter at the door at the
Okay.
meetings that gives out the agenda and the badges and people come in
Okay.
and leave little cards. You can write your comments to the speaker.
Okay, so your club does it a little differently, they delegate that role. Excellent. And that's the important thing, right? You don't have to do everything, you can get other people to help you do it, which is awesome that your club does that. So agendas, again, does your greeter hand those out as well?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Now, who prepares that agenda? You know?
Well, we have an internal internet
Okay.
page and everybody goes on and signs up for roles. And if they're not filled, then the Toastmaster looks for meetings.
Okay, so it's, yeah, some clubs do things a little differently. I know our club, our vice president of education, he makes sure that the agendas are ready, and when he can't do that, he passes that job on to someone else. So that's who's generally in charge of the agendas, but as a sergeant at arms, your job would be to make sure they get out to the members, but your greeter does that, so that's great. So do you guys have food and drink at your meetings?
Not typically, no.
No, if you have a special event, do you sometimes bring in food?
Sometimes we do. If it's a special meeting, we will.
So that would be part of your role as well.
When we kick off,
Yeah. And welcoming guests and explaining how Toastmasters works, well, I think that's something everybody does, but you probably do a little bit of that in your role as a member anyway, don't you?
yes,
Okay.
we do.
And maintaining club equipment and supplies, that's a huge one. Is your stuff all ready at the site, or do you have to bring it with you?
We have a Rubbermaid container with all of our stuff in.
So
So
it's right there.
whoever is the greeter normally goes to the cabinet.
So does, yeah,
Yes.
some clubs, like they have to bring it from home. I know our advanced club, someone has to bring a suitcase from St. John or
Oh.
Moncton or Fredericton, and sometimes it doesn't arrive. And, that happens because we're human.
Right.
But also the people that are in that job, usually if they know they aren't going to make the meeting, will pass that on to someone to bring to the meeting. So it's nice, because a room that's well set up looks a lot better, doesn't it? Has anyone ever walked into a room that wasn't set up and somebody was scattering around and, yeah? How does that make you feel when you come into the meeting? Kind of stressed? Yeah. So see, your job's really important because you're setting an atmosphere,
You
right?
have to go early, yeah.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. You have to go early, and that's a big part of the role. I know at one club I belonged to, the sergeant at arms would show up an hour early. The room was always beautifully set up. It was a really welcoming atmosphere when you arrived, so that's really cool. And of course, designated to attend training, and you're here today, so you're filling one of those roles as well. And like I said, designating a replacement. So that's basically your job, is to make sure you're in charge of logistics and the property. So now you feel a little better about the job?
I feel much better, Debra. I really appreciate it.
Any questions? Do you have any questions?
No, like if I'm not able to do that role for that meeting, Do I pick someone to do it for me,
I'll
or
start from here
is
on.
there someone else that should be passed off to?
Yeah, it's your job, so it's your responsibility, you're accountable to make sure it gets done. So I would suggest that you pass it on. Now, if something happens and you need to tell the president that you're not gonna be there and it's a last minute thing, then you pass it on to the president and they can delegate that out. But absolutely, if it's your job and you're accountable for it, absolutely find a replacement. Does that sound good?
That sounds lovely.
All right, thanks so much. Have good luck in